we'll do a quick tutorial of a door handle. What I want to do is go on top view, X and Y coordinates are correct, you draw a line. Usually door handles are 4 inches apart from hole to hole. So this is where my hole would be, and this would be where the other hole would be. So what we can do is actually draw circles in here and type in D for diameter, 0.125. That's about our screw holes, or it's going to be just shown for the heck of it. And from there we can actually design a kind of how you want to shape your handle. I'm going to create 2 rectangles. One can be larger, one can be smaller, thinner, thicker. It's up to you guys. I don't have an exact explanation of how wide it should be or not, but the circle should be in the middle of it. That's the one thing. Or the screw, in other words, because that's what is being attached to it. And it doesn't even have to be in the same y-axis, so you can see that this side's a little bit this way. Next thing is we need a path for it. So I'm going to use some reference lines across and going up. Specified height, you can use about 2 inches usually, so you can actually fit your fingers under it. Not too, actually 1 inch should be enough. And then what we can do is use splines. You gotta make sure if you're using the end point over here, it's the end point over here. If you're using this point over here, it's gonna be this point over here, so forth. I'm going to also draw another line on this side, or actually I'm just gonna go over here halfway so you guys can see. Maybe even move across a little bit and use another spline. Now you can settle with these 2, or you can add all 4 and have a more complex shape. So what we're going to do next is just use extrude, or actually, loft. We'll use loft. So we got to go here, loft, select a rectangle or whatever shape you have. I prefer rectangles because you have the exact corner shapes, and later on you could use fillet to make them smoother. Okay, I got those 2. Now I just need guides. G for guides. Select that guide and that guide. And it didn't work. Alright, I have to check what's wrong with this thing. Now, this might be a little too high, but what we can try and to do is just go with the loft again and just select one of the guides. Okay, that works. Now I'm going to do undo. Do the same thing, but I'm going to try just using the other one. G for guides. That works too. Alright. It should work. I'll just try this again. Loft. G for guides. No, I'm going to add 2 additional ones. So I have that. I have them here. The only thing I need to change is our height. So you can see that they're completely thin at the middle, which I don't want to do that. So I'm going to give it some thickness. Again, this is something you have to just play around with. Can't give you exact dimensionings. Guides. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So see, when I added those 2 additional ones, it helped and resolved the problem and created my cool handle. Now I'm going to copy this over with the actual circles at the bottom, because I want to actually make the screws too. So I'm going to go across. Oops, I guess I didn't get that one. Delete that again. Select, select, select. Copy it over. Gonna go to extrude. Deselect that box, but I got those 2 cylinders. I'm gonna go in about a 1/2 inch. Oops, wrong way. That's okay. Use the Z coordinates. Go 1/2 inch down. So that's where my pins would be if I wanted to screw it from the other side of the wall, the door. Or if you want to make a different setup, if it's like just a hole in here, It's up to you how you want to design that. But that's how you make a cool custom handle. Now if you want to go a little bit more complex, you can go to mesh. And here we would go to make object, smooth object, select the object, enter, create mesh. Now it's already meshed in. We might want to smooth less if it's too smooth. Actually, one of these is not, yeah. One of them is a mesh, the other one's not. I think that is my mesh. That's okay if it's so crooked. What I want to do is add creases at the bottom. Here's one crease at the other bottom. That way these bottoms don't change when they're attached to the cabinet. And I'm going to make this smoother. That's as smooth as it gets. And there you go. You have a nice smooth type metal handle where it's flat at the bottom. You can see that. And flat on the other side bottom too. So it actually is a smooth connection to the cabinet. And that's how you would make a cool, I think it's pretty cool. You won't see these at Home Depot. But there you go.